What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, part 3 to tell all. What can I say? Let's get right into it. Now, like I said in the comment section of part 1, part 2 is really a filler episode. Like, I don't even know what happened, and I watched it like twice, so that should probably tell you everything you need to know about it.
See you around, Jay.
No, you won't.
Now, the one thing that I oddly did remember was Georgie and Darcy showing up.
Please welcome Darcy and Georgie. The diva arrived!
And the only reason I remember that was because of how shocked I was when I saw Darcy. And like, I'm not even trying to be fucked up, but holy hell, what in the handsome Squidward is going on here? And look, I've said this before, I love Darcy. Like, me and Darcy, we could get along. If me and Darcy had a sit-down conversation, I think I would have a good time.
A little bit of a ride here and there, but...
And even when she first started getting some work done and everybody was like, oh my god, Darcy, no, you look hideous. I honestly didn't think it was that bad at first. You know, like when she was dating that one English bloke, what was his name? Tom? Yeah, Tommy boy.
Bottom of water.
Oh, narcissistic Tommy boy. In those episodes, I thought she looked great. Honestly, like compare that to when she was dating Jesse. Hey, hating aside, keep it a buck 10 toes down. That's a glow up. Come on, that's a glow up. But this right here might be a bit mucho. Might be a bit mucho for me.
I want more.
But hey, it is what it is. But anyway, so the episode starts off basically where it left off, which is everybody harping on Florian about the way he treats Stacy and allegedly cheating on Stacy.
Jesus Christ, help me.
And I'm gonna be real with you guys, I think this whole storyline is fake as fuck. Like, you remember when I said these two literally have no issues and they just have to make up stuff to be on the show? This is exactly what I'm talking about. And say I give them the benefit, okay, whatever they're dealing with is a real thing. Okay, the scenes that were shot for it though, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
Darcy just got a phone call from Georgie.
Yes.
There was two hot blonde chicks, okay? That Darcy saw you leave the club with. One of them saw Georgie tonight. Tell Florian, thank you for taking me home. What'd you guys do after hours?
Once again.
Are you other women behind my back?
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
So look, I really don't have a lot of bad things to say about Stacy. Like, she's a very nice, sweet woman. Like, she's chill, you know, she's chill. I like that. But what I will say is, she's not an actor.
Are you other women behind my back?
Obviously. Like, I feel like Darcy actually might be better in that department. Like, she could probably play out this scene and make it believable for me. But this scene right here? Nah. Nah, no way, Jose.
That night, his tracking was off.
The location sharing was off.
What's your problem? You don't understand to use the phone.
And you were staying out.
Look, my phone right now is going to say me, you want to delete the location or you want to keep the
don't
location?
need that.
You don't remember nothing.
Don't be condescending to your wife.
What I did to Stacy, like what I yelled.
You bully women and it's sad.
You talking to me? You don't understand what the you're saying.
We
You're
feel
serious.
sorry for you.
Jesus Christ, help me.
Alright, so let it be known now that Ari has some kind of vendetta against all the men on set for some reason, and she's gonna be going after them, clearly. That said, regarding their situation, I really don't know the facts, but what I will say is I've seen Florian be a lot kinder and sweeter to a lot of women on set, more so his wife. To me, that would be an issue. That's a red flag of rude.
Now that's a red flag.
Like, Stacy's essentially saying it's ironic that when you were helping out these drunk girls, your location was off. And Florian's response is, if I disable my location, you would get a notification on your iPhone, which, yeah? But also, you know, there's a lot of ways to disable your location without notification. You know, simply turning on airplane mode would disable a lot of the cellular data stuff. Take that how you will.
But that's not the issue.
I mean, the root of the issue to me is very simple. Clubbing when you're married without your wife every weekend? It's insane. Like, you're just asking for trouble at that point.
Who here thinks that Florian might cheat again? Sophie, Jasmine, Julia, Ari?
No, my sweetheart, no.
That you're laughing about it tells me all I need to know.
Stacy, how do you feel about your sister Darcy also raising her hand?
I feel like we're both in the same boat, so I kind of
I feel like I feel Georgie would do the same thing. Georgie would do the same thing.
Good old Georgie catching strays from no man's land. That's crazy. Look, I feel like Stacy's just saying that despite Darcy keep him on an even playing field. Like,
if my man's gonna cheat,
Your man's gonna cheat.
Georgie would do the same thing.
otherwise, it's just crazy to me that both sisters believe that each other's boyfriend, husband, fiance, whatever, would cheat on their sister, and they're just yippee-yee-haw about it. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, duh.
Georgie would do the same thing.
And again, what can you expect? These two have been playing rent a European escort boyfriend a day for years.
When I'm 80, he's not gonna be sitting home wanting to wheel me around in a wheelchair.
Nope.
And somehow think they're gonna end up husband material. Like, no, these guys are arm candy who's only with you for the payroll. Because neither of these guys have real jobs outside of going clubbing and hanging out with the twins. I'm dead serious. Then again, you know, some might say hanging out with the twins could be a full-time job. I won't disagree.
Yeah. I think when all the guys get together, they just feed off their worst traits, you know?
In Ari's eyes. She's just very, very like us versus them, men versus women.
Yeah, I don't know.
Men supporting men must be misogynistic. If I feel like what I'm looking at is not cool and the person who's getting done dirty is the guy, I'm gonna say that. Whenever she speaks up, I'm like, is it gonna be worth listening to, or is it just gonna be her mad about us not defending her with Benny?
Low key though, every scene that I've seen of Ari where she's not talking about me is somehow her trauma dumping on some dude on set. And people are gonna say, I'm just saying this because I'm a dude, I'm misogynistic. No, I'm just speaking facts. Like, I've seen some of the guys stood up and defend some of these women positions, and I've yet to see any of the women defend or say anything nice about any of the guys. Like, oh, Benny here probably did some fucked up shit for her to feel this way towards all the dudes. For real.
For the record, once and for all, did you ever cheat on Ari?
I mean, the only thing I want to say, like for now,
You
just
cheated on me at least 4 times.
let me tell you. And then,
At least. The truth is, I had just had a C-section. It was very painful. I could barely walk. You were taking a nap. I noticed you had been distant and strange. I grabbed your phone and I looked at it and it said, I love you, I miss you. And that was just one of the times that you cheated on me.
Yeah, see, I don't even watch their segments, and I already knew this dude was guilty as hell. Like, the whole time on set, he just looked super anxious, super nervous, darn near bursting in tears, because he knew this topic was coming. He knew. He even tried to play it off like a politician. Well, you know, the one thing I'll say is, actually, the only thing I'll say about this is, like, Benny, this isn't ABC, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like, answer the damn question. It's yes or no, buddy.
All right, so Benny, I'm just gonna try one more time. When Ari was pregnant with your son, did you cheat on her?
I want to say like in the beginning.
Yes or no?
Yeah, no, I want to say I would say yes.
Got him. We fucking got him.
While she was pregnant.
For that one, I apologize.
Yeah.
I knew you guys wouldn't save the same energy.
Oh my. Chill the fuck out, bro. I swear, she has some weird fascination where everybody on stage gotta turn on Benny, shame him to the ground. Dirtbag! Dirtbag! And for the record, Benny, you are a dirtbag. Cheating on your wife when she's pregnant, I don't care what the reason is. Like, if I remember correctly, she got pregnant like really early on over this little fling thing they had going on. He probably wasn't really even into her like that, but decided to commit for the kid. Even so, you committed. Therefore, you cheated on your wife when she's pregnant. Dirtbag! Dirtbag! But Ari, jeez Louise, Ari, she just makes it so hard to want to defend her. Like, I'm dead serious about this little fascination thing she has. Even during the show when she fake supported Sophie and then 10 minutes later threw a whole temper tantrum because no one was harping on Benny the same way they were harping on Rob.
Everything Sophie's going through, I went through all of that. Like, I don't need other people to know about what I've been through, but it's been hell. You guys all, especially Julia, you called Rob out on his but nobody wants to call Benny out. And
I'm not call out and he even talk with him.
Earlier today, you were there.
I'm not there.
I don't know. Okay.
Flashback.
And I know that sounds crazy.
You want to use that? You want to put me in water?
It's almost as if she joined the show, not even for therapy, but for the sole reason of having the validation of watching everybody gang up on Benny for what he did.
I knew you guys wouldn't save the same energy that you saved for Jasmine. And he's also a cheater, but you can't exceed her, but you go hard for him.
I don't know if he's a cheater, because that I can literally look over there and see it.
You're defending someone who
let me tell you something.
my life
I'm
hell.
not defending him.
I'm sorry, I apologize that because past that time I will be selfish and then I try to I'm sorry for that. I really am. I'm sorry, and then just I'm working on myself. Just I want to change. I want to be good father. Past that time I will be selfish, and at the same time I'm sorry. I apologize that, and then I try to I'm sorry for that. I really am. I'm sorry, and then want to be good father. I want to move on because for our son, like for
Okay, slow your roll there, buddy. I know this man prepared that virtue speech just for this moment, and it came out horribly. Sounded like he was smoking Adderall. That 10 milli vanilla got him going, brr, I'm so sorry, brr, I'm a good father, brr.
Slow it down.
And I promise you, it's not the English. Like, he spoke fine during the show. It's simply because just got caught, just got exposed. That aside, I understand where you're coming from, Ari, but you're tripping balls right now.
It's tripping.
Nobody on stage is defending Benny right now. Like, we could all unanimously agree he's a dirtbag. But anyway, so Benny brought up the fact that he wanted to be a good father, and she's like, well, you could start by actually just being there, just being visibly present.
I want to change. I want to be a good father.
Yeah, but you know what's worse than seeing us fight is when he doesn't see you. Because guess what? In 20 years from now, you're not going to remember any woman's name that you dated for a few days or you slept with or whatever. But you know what you are going to remember? You're going to remember that you had a son, and your son is going to remember. And whatever time you put in with him is the time he's going to give back to you in your life.
Amen to that.
You only have one life, one family. You got to do
When it
what's
comes to
right.
family, yeah.
Well, some
I found it quite funny that Jasmine was just so vocal about, oh, Benny boy, you gotta be there for your son, considering the fact that she has 2 sons still in Panama, probably wondering where their mom is. Now, some of you guys might come to her defense, but hear me out. We all know Jasmine spent a fortune on surgical procedures and then turned around and begged Gino to help fund the sponsorship of her kids. Why couldn't she just allocate a portion of those funds for the sponsorship of her kids? Like, what's more important, a BBL or your kids? Furthermore, when we saw her in Panama and she was living in this high-rise luxury apartment funded by either Gino or the ex-boyfriend.
Just for filthy rich people in Panama. Those are my neighbors now.
Well, it's like they're worth $3,000.
Hell no!
Yo, that apartment must have been rated R or something, because I didn't see no kids or even a mention of a kid in sight. Anyways, Sean brings out Ari's mother. They start talking about the topic as to why Ari was holding all his social media passwords for what seemed like ages. And apparently this man has been quite a catch. Like, he's been attracting a ton of women who's been trying to ferociously suck him dry, which is what he initially wanted, but in this case, it was his pockets.
People that have been involved with Binyam are opportunists. And so there have been situations, one particular that I can think of, after the woman realized there wasn't going to be a relationship, she tried to extort Binyam.
Yeah. But like me, I don't understand it.
And threatened to put things on social media that weren't true if they didn't get what they wanted, which is money.
Yeah, that's not too hard to believe. I mean, Benny here isn't the brightest tool in the box. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Now, Ari here, she's just on some weird power trip. She starts accusing, just the men, by the way.
Why didn't y'all see this? Why didn't y'all understand? Like, y'all keep defending this dude.
Yeah, I don't know, Ari. Probably because this is the first fucking time anybody has heard this story.
You know, my mom comes out here and explains it for you. I think I'm saying the same thing she is.
Nope.
But
Yeah, but you never said that. You never said that.
Funny
Never
thing
heard
is,
anything
like,
about
this whole
that.
time I'm like, why don't you guys
You say
understand?
it in a sweet way, in a lovely way.
Oh, I'm not sweet and lovely.
One second. Everybody going to be quiet and hear her.
But why
Read to
wouldn't
her.
you be quiet and hear me?
You go in circles.
But you wouldn't let me talk.
And I've never heard you say anything about
You
Benny.
didn't want me to say that.
Right, but that's the only reason I didn't know that was the thing.
How did
I didn't know that.
Like, it literally took her 0.2 seconds to prove Florian right.
You go in circles.
Like, how'd it go from, you guys never let me talk, to, well, I didn't talk because Benny didn't want me to talk.
You wouldn't let me talk. You didn't
Benny.
want me to say that.
See, the thing is, I don't think she's stupid. Kind of. But no, I think she just has a hard time expressing her thoughts. And a lot of this is like emotional arguing. Because she probably felt some type of way about all the dudes, just defending Benny and being friendly with Benny despite not knowing the full story. And she keeps on highlighting this point of, I never got the chance to say my story.
You guys never really gave me a chance to say my side of the story, and I'm glad that you're getting it now, but I definitely felt that I never had an opportunity to explain things for you.
Alright, last I checked, you were just on a therapy show where there was like a dozen fucking therapy sessions, and each session, everybody got to say their piece.
Ari, how about for you?
Ari and Benny.
Ari, are you open and ready to share? Ari, is everything okay?
We've had some sessions. What are you guys thinking with all this? Let's just hear from you.
Like, you had unlimited possibilities to say your story, but decided not to. So I don't know what the hell she's rambling on about. And it's also funny because she keeps saying, oh, I can't stand the men. Like, they all group together and defend each other. There's literally dudes on this show that don't like Benny.
Florian, on Between the Sheets, you said that Benny did not respect his wife enough.
Hey.
That is up. Benny need to have more respect for his wife, and Ari seeing this kind of thing.
But Ari's not gonna say nothing about that.
I knew you guys wouldn't save the same energy that you saved for.
But no, the real reason Florian brought this up is because he really didn't like Benny all up on his wife.
Benny come to my country and flip people around like that. Benny never going to flip nobody in his life no more.
Whoa.
Fair enough. And Benny's over here trying to justify like, but I'm an entertainer. I'm a dancer.
I'm a dancer. Everybody's saying I'm a dancer. Okay.
Wait a minute.
But you were out here getting free booty whiffs, like free access to the gas chambers. And Rob here actually made a good point.
I'm an artist, like I working for club, like dancing, like that's my job.
If Florian felt disrespected, I don't feel like you can tell him to not feel disrespected.
True.
A lot of men don't want other men all up on their wives. Like, it's not a hard concept, especially knowing this dude right here is a habitual cheater with no self-control with women. Like, yeah, if I was any of these dudes on stage, I want this man on a C-19 protocol list with the wifey. 6 feet apart at all times, buddy. And funny enough, there's one dude who was okay with Benny being all up on his wife. Could you guess who?
Honestly, I had no problem with Benny, grabbing Jasmine and dancing with her playfully.
It's okay, Gino, you don't gotta tell us. We're well aware anybody could just flip your wife, toss her salad, the whole nine. Even Florian's looking at the camera like, get a load of this guy. But anyways, apparently Benny dancing all up on the wives didn't just affect the men. It generated a lot of drama between the women as well.
A few days ago in a brunch, Benny had fun with everybody and he flipped me, he flipped Gino. Ari write me, I hate you, a bitch. And that just bothered me and I just want to ask her.
I was just joking when I sent those messages.
But later, when like another cast member told me like, she Ari doesn't like you, she hate you, she jealous of you, she keep going talking like, so that is not a joke.
Julia is such a fake.
Oh
my God.
Now, first it sounded really bizarre, but when I really think about it, like, yeah, this was just a misunderstanding instigated by Jasmine. And I'll tell you why. See, both Ari and Julia admitted that Ari texted "I hated you" to Julia in front of her face right after the whole booty whiff scene.
Then I texted Julia in front of her, I hate you, bitch, and then like showed it to her and we were laughing about it.
Now, Ari played it off like a joke, but deep down I feel like she meant some of it. Because if there was one girl that Benny was all up on, it was definitely Julia.
Even if I didn't like someone, I would never send that message.
You call me a
You acted like one.
Now, the minute Julia said, and later another cast member told me, da-da-da-da-da, you were jealous, da-da-da-da. Who else would that be? Who's the other cast member that's been instigating a whole bunch of bullshit?
She came to us and she showed us the text and she's like, you were jealous, you were mad at her.
We were literally sitting together.
I think that Josh likes her.
He likes Sophie.
All flirtatious, all flirtatious. He was inviting Sophie to this place.
Sophie had sugar daddy.
Really?
And he's like banging her. That's why she's always traveling around.
I mean, like, she's young, she do
Go for it, girl. Get your bag. And Rob is useless.
I'll tell you exactly where she got it from. Oh, so Sophie doesn't live with you? I said, no, she hasn't lived with me in a while. She said, how does she pay for things? I said, I don't really know. She said, you think she has a sugar daddy? I said, I mean, I don't know how she pays for things, but I don't know.
I ruined your marriage. I'm so sorry.
It's not cute, bro.
So sorry.
Like, I couldn't think of another cast member that would give a fuck other than Jasmine. But whatever, I mean, they ended up just hugging it out, so it's whatever.
No. I love it.
Now, Ari's mother and Benny saw this hug and decided to Control-C, Control-V.
I love you. Don't worry, you'll always be my son.
That was sweet.
And you could tell Ari wasn't feeling that. But yeah, Sean finally moves on to Josh and Natalie, and she starts asking Josh, despite splitting up at the resort, why have you guys continued fornicating?
It was a moment of weakness.
But like several moments of weakness.
It was several moments of weakness.
After the not recommitment, did you see how you contradict yourself?
She's sending me photos saying,
He's a man, he's got needs.
I mean, what do you want me to do?
I gave you that. Even myself, I will be like, yeah.
Yeah, we could tell, Jasmine. We could definitely tell. But no, so Josh basically just admitted that, yeah, he was just using Natalie for his own self-gratification. Surprise, surprise, never saw her as a girlfriend, wants nothing to do with her, wants no part of her inside his home.
It's not like my home is some magical, mystical place. It's not like I'm hiding anything there.
And of course, when it comes to Natalie, nothing's for free. Like, it always comes at a cost of some crazy antics.
Natalie went on social media rants, basically calling me a bad father.
When I saw Josh talking to other people, I felt like stab in the back. And I let myself talk some stuff. It was just for comment on my page, not on his. He got really worried about the comment.
Because you posted something that I'm a bad father and that I have a felon living with me and that my daughter should be scared.
According to Natalie, you could start a whole rumor calling somebody a PDF, a manslaughterer, a grape enthusiast, keywords. But yeah, as long as it's on your page, you're good. Like, I don't think she understands that rumors like this could have CPS knocking on this man's door, potentially taking his daughter away. So yeah, any parent would be furious. Like, even the girls were like, yo, what the fuck? But it's not really hard to believe because It's Natalie. Like, we've seen how Natalie is.
You one crazy ass bitch.
She definitely got a few loose screws.
It came down to Natalie calling my ex-wife names, calling her a hooker.
I never called her that.
Oh, yes, you have.
She was attacking me.
Oh, yes, you have. Nothing I'm saying is made up. You've called my ex-wife names, and you know how close, everybody knows how close I am with my family, and I value these relationships. And you are a threat to those relationships.
What a bull.
Natalie, you're being a liar. Stop.
Bull.
Good luck to your life.
Wow.
So yeah, that was pretty much the end of the episode. And as much as we all could just point the finger at Natalie and call it, you know, El Locomoto, Josh here definitely takes 50% of the responsibility, Kate. Like, he knew she was crazy, just like we knew she was crazy. He knew what she wanted and knew that that's not what he wanted, but decided to still deal with her, so... You know how the saying goes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Grass only grows where you water it. F around long enough and find out.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, moving forward, the only segment I really care about is the Jasmine and Gino segment. Thank God, from the preview of part 4.
Was one of the rules of the contract to use protection?
Absolutely.
Must have fell out. Small kind of.
It's small enough to get me pregnant.
Sensational.
It seems like that's what we're finally gonna get. Fingers crossed. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Got a laugh or two out of this. As always, like, comment, subscribe, show your boys some love, and I'll see you guys for part 4. Man, they really milking this. But hey, who do want to know? I'm just sipping.